Hey, welcome back to Disco Elysium. We want to go through these curtains for no other reason than we were told not to, which is just a kind of grown-up thing we should expect from Harry at this point. But the shopkeeper owner begged us to talk with her first. So let's talk with her.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance.
She extends a greeting.
Be welcome. And please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
Before we go on, you seem to be well off enough. Can you give me some money? I feel there won't be an opportune moment to ask later. Yes, please.
Sir, don't be ridiculous. I certainly will not give you money. I would be doing you a grave psychic disfavour.
She gives you a disapproving look.
One has to earn one's success, even if one is a police officer. Handouts are nothing but manipulation. All they do is make you dependent.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll pull myself up on my bootstraps. I got it. Certainly there are good things to be said about dependence. Excuse me, I don't even know why I said that. A lapse of professionalism does not represent my values.
Oh my, of course. What a man.
A curious pendant you're wearing. Narrow your eyes mysteriously.
Oh yes, helps to have an anchor in these times.
She clutches the pendant and narrows her eyes as well. So are you the owner of this store?
I am. The proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
Her voice, high-pitched, sounds familiar. You've talked to her before through the doorbell. Little shop of culture. All right, why are you so uptight about those curtains? I just want to know what's on the other side. I already told you, it's just a storage room for employees. I don't understand why it's so important to you. Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books. You're supposed to be drawn to the books. If it's just a storage room, it wouldn't hurt if I peeked inside. It's not like it's cursed, right? No! She wavers under your gaze, mouth pressed into a tight-lipped frown, then she breaks down. Okay, fine. It's because this place is cursed, just like anyone said. They don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything? She closes her eyes and starts mumbling something to her pendant. Host of hosts, she prays, guard me an honest business venture, and my honest business venture from the curse that lurks behind the curtain. How does this curse manifest itself? A shiver runs through the woman as she looks around the dimly lit store. The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease eating at the very foundation. Her voice drops to a whisper. It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy. She peers at the curtains again. Didn't that curtain just move? Annette mentioned that the previous tenants have experienced some financial troubles. It's not just that, officer. We're dealing with something supernatural here. It's the Caco demons or Caco demons? The Caco demons feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements. There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie, lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here. Sounds familiar. Strange, I feel unwanted too. What does it mean? Truly so? Her eyes narrow as she tries to get a read on your energy. Perhaps the dark entities are leeching off you. You shouldn't stay in the store too long. It may be dangerous. Have you sought to help from anyone? Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists and even a pair of Seminoles mediators. They provided me with the wards. She nods at the strange cage-like trinkets on the curtains. The wards help keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building, even though now I fear it is not enough. Is your pendant part of the wards as well? Oh, this? She holds the pendant in her palm. Its ochre heart glistens under the lights. No, it's a special Himalayan amulet blessed by desert pygmy shamans with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books. There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the book anointed with a different inducement spells, for example. She nods. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%. Desert pygmy shamans? That sounds like a rather questionable way to describe a group of people. Doesn't seem like the spell is working. There are no customers around except you. There are hardly any customers in the store. Do you think it's really working? She nudges her spectacles. Sir, I am well educated in the commercial and esoteric arts. I know what to do and to avoid. Maybe you should try to reconceptualize your business. Martinez doesn't look like the best place for a bookshop. She stands silent for a second before exhaling. You're right. A bookstore wasn't even my original plan. I actually wanted to sell esoteric paraphernalia to help balance out the energies, the neighborhood's dark energies. Great idea. What happened? My husband suggested otherwise. He said it's less stupid, more appropriate, cultured and all that. But being cultured doesn't offer any protection against the curse, does it? She looks around in the dusty store. Maybe I shouldn't have listened to him after all. Would you like me to take the case? I could investigate, see if the curse is real. Most certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get involved in this mess. Stay away. Leave the spirits be so they can return to their slumber. My liege, you know what this case calls for? A paradetector. Paradetective. Farewell for now, book peddler. We are going to up the drama on this bad boy with our +1 drama jacket. I don't care about the -2 authority right now. I thought I got some more drama somewhere else. That's encyclopedia. So we've got it. I'm pretty sure. Oh, yes. The bow tie. Oh, yeah. Look at that. We are drama masters. What's this? You finally made it, haven't you? People point fingers at you and whisper to each other when you pass by, wondering to themselves, where did that man get such a cool jacket? Did he receive it upon graduating the École Normale Supérieure de Badasserie? Is he dangerous? Damn right I'm dangerous. You are very dangerous, my friend. Dangerous and cool. In fact, no one dares to say a single thing about the jacket. But believe me, they are all very impressed. All right, let's drama this up.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
She recites like a robot. Convince her to let you investigate the doomed commercial area. Slither up to her, you silver-tongued fiend. Show her what a world-class perfidy looks like. Ma'am, I came here to help. I've handled paranatural situations before. Are you sure? She looks skeptical. Don't think I haven't seen charlatans before. I sensed the psychic emanations from afar. The sleeper beyond calls out. She shudders. I'm not sure I can trust your claims. Honestly, you look like a bit of a drinker. I'm sorry for being so blunt, but... Lieutenant keeps his usual stony calm. He silently picks out his notebook. Go ahead then. Rock her world, he thinks. I'll compose some notes. I admit I've had my share of drinks, but only because the spectral realm is parapsychologically taxing. How do you know all this? Here we go. Your words brought me here in the first place. The Semine's blood also runs through me. I don't think Kim's going to like that. Or I am the Void Revenant. I have the powers to debad all the bad energies. I should have realized. A pattern lies within the fabric. The hand of fate guides us. Our meeting could not have been mere chance. Perhaps you truly are the one to deliver this woman from the doom. But I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help us, keep us safe? I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us. Just ask my partner Kim. He'll vouch for me. Lieutenant has not been listening close enough. He mumbles in minor confusion. You put him on the spot. Certainly so, ma'am. I can assure you my partner is eminent in this particular field. She shuffles nervously. If you promise, good officer, then, she pauses, you might be our last hope. Do you swear it? A hand on my heart, on my honor. Thank you, sir. A timid sigh of relief followed by a cautious smile. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet. The entity. Don't act surprised. You know of these things, sire. Of course, the entity. Close your eyes, for I have sensed its presence. You have? She gasped. The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch, probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the chimney? Chimney. The passage between heaven and hell, of course. Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume. She shivers. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all of the companies in the building. What is the source of this curse? Here's the key to the warded door behind the curtains. Take it. Oh, and please do return to me after you've looked around. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse. What do you discover in there? Unbelievable darkness and ruin. Well, you discover probably some office space. Don't be scared. Farewell for now, book peddler. We are going inside. Pull the curtains open. Oh, yeah. You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Seminese wards, your shadow looming over it like an oven. A small, terrified "oh!" escapes from Plaisance as she tries her best to look away, her round face buried in her hands. All right, what's going on in here? I feel like, what are my minuses right now? Rhetoric is down. Authority I don't care about. Save or fair I don't really care about. I'm gonna keep what I got. What do I see? Come on. Ghostly silhouettes of hairdressers. A vaguely androgynous portrait of a man. Okay, I could try breaking the door down, or I could just unlock it with the key. Let's knock first. Only an echo. No one is there. A hollowed-out dark echo. Unlock the door with the key. After exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air into the room. Kim, maybe you should go first. No, I drug him into this. I'm going to go in first. Open the door and enter. It looks like a gym? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, we're inside the building that we were trying to get in by... Oh, man. All right, Kim, talk to me.
What is this place?
Lieutenant stares at the dusty training equipment. Looks like a gym to me. Oh, I think it's maybe the Artemitep's boxing club for young athletes. I think you're right, he says, though it looks like no one's been here in ages. I doubt electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. Don't forget to take it out of your bag before we move on. Some specks of dust shimmer in a faint beam of daylight falling from the window. Other than that, the room is dark. An eerie feeling rises in your chest. What if there's a reason why no one's been here for ages? Yes, because it's closed. No need to look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do. Now let's move on, shall we? All right, Kim, be that way. Tools, flashlight. I don't need my bag right now. So, what do we got? Sand is dripping from a punch bag. Actually, I would like to up my perception here as well with my clothes. I think the boots I have currently do that. Gloves give me some good interfacing. So, got some good drama. I don't really care about electrochemistry, but I don't think I'm going to get perception from anything else. That's a minus to perception, so I'm pretty sure that there's nothing else really. Yeah. That's fine. We'll be fine as it is. What's this? It is a shot put ball, which is heavy. I don't know why I need it, but I got it. The poster says, Citius Fortis, the rest is worn off. Worn out wall bars, looking safe. Now, I kind of want to pick this up, but I also remember dying at one point, so I'm going to save it first. Like, back on the very first day when I died from a hangover. So, turning the light on, so let's try lifting this up. A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them. There are no collars in the barbell. This is a safety hazard. There's no chance. Is this... look, Kim, it's a trap. There are no collars in the barbell. You're right. The weights may fall off. Better not touch it, then. What kind of bastard was removed the collars? It should be a felony. It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore. All right. I might try it later, but I'm not really super keen on... Oh, perception? Perception? Smells like leather and sweat. Okay, nothing exceptional has been noted, but... The hallway is blocked by old window panes and debris. Looks like the remains of the 24-hour window repair shop. So yeah, I can't get that way, it seems. Ooh, lots of stuff to click on in here. What we got? A large demijohn full of strange liquid. Wild animals stare at you in the dark, stuffed and mounted. I wonder if I could have found a replacement bird here, too. Airship rotors covered in spider webs that remind you of blades. Man, I'm raking up the dough now. Naked mannequin torso, a strange yellow color. Blue velvet, soft to the touch, moth bitten. More money. Is this Emma's atelier? That's what we got going on. This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer. A radio computer, says the lieutenant, watching you circle around the machine. Just sitting here without anyone in sight. He sounds surprised and a bit cautious. This is the RAM Civic radio computer model RC5120, equipped with a Feld mainframe and a RAM-compatible printer. Do you think I should turn it on? We have one of these down at the station, but never learned how to use it. Turn it on anyway. The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing virusant play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch in the machine's central compartment is wide open. Look inside the compartment. It's empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left tangling, disconnected. This is where the memory should go, Lieutenant notes, observing the machine. Press play. Nothing happens. Press print. Nothing happens. Press play again. Nothing happens. Something's missing. No tape in the player. So we're going to leave. So we need to find something to put in the player. Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes like some ancient cave mural, including like this elf-looking dude. Some of the writing is faded with age, but you can still make out the sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board. Inspect the drawings. These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins casting wax-based magic, translucent welkins with organs shining under their skin, and even ether welkins hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. Who are those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? You should adopt one of those welkins as your persona. No longer a mere man, but a welkin. One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however. Examine the welkin. This appears to be important. It's Varhamira, a high welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a welkin supremacist. The note says all non-welkin races will be purged. The Hulder, the Dewargs, the humans, and even the Headless Men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with welkin, green welkin, dread welkin, and the high welkin to rule them all. Lieutenant can't help but comment, an inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little welkin creatures. Why would anyone spend so much time on this? Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game. Who are these creatures? Who drew them? Are they real? I have so many questions. This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real. One of them is a welkin supremacist. Political commentary. That one has a great beard, too. Kim nods at the welkin's facial hair. Well, this has been educational. Let's move on from the welkins. Just look at those details. So much effort. And for what? All gone. Inspect the photos. The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees groaning under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm, animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers by boreal Dvork, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. A pinned postcard reads, the heat death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun. drifting through the universe. Schedule? This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily mini-me, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money. It looks a bit like an academic calendar, only much more brutal. Mini-me stands for a mini-meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN. Station 41 tried to implement it a few years ago, but failed. Keep reading what happened. As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region. The lieutenant looks at the frigid ice field of nothingness and concludes, looks like they didn't make it. A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, see the production schedule filement for details. Inspect the notes. The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out these 3 slogans. Call in, tune out, we're all untethered, and heat death of the universe. The full text reads, heat death of the universe is the new black. Another note says, the biggest advancement in role-playing systems since the 30s. All right, someone's making an RPG, or was trying to anyway. This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on an alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. A diagram for summoning some time-forgotten being? The symbols seem very esoteric. The whole thing resembles Kedron mosaic tiles, very pesantic. Hold on, how do I know what Kedron mosaic tiles are supposed to look like? History class. Students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarella blue tiles look beautiful in the sun. Well, what am I looking at? Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too, sparse and cryptic. For what? Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries, very advanced. So we're dealing with something medicinal here. You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart titled the Game Master frequency. A note says this one can listen in on any station it wants. They must have had massive air width. These things don't come cheap. If it's a game, who's playing? Whoever decides to call into a call-in station, it looks like. A list of names under the station suggests people across 6 isolas will be playing. Mundi, Insulinde, Katla, Grod, Samara, and even Ilmara. All of this gone, left unrealized. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off. Little bit self-referential. My God, Lieutenant leans closer, his fingers tracking the maddening rhizome. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became. Why do you say that? The schedule, he nods at the calendar on the chalkboard, wiping his mark-stained fingers clean. I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding. What else? Nothing, it's just lines on marble, an echo from times long gone. No one has used a fireplace in ages. Okay, so whoever lives in the fireplace isn't living there. Scribbled across a notebook, developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe. Now, before I go through that door, there was stuff in here we haven't checked out yet.
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
It's a failed business. The only question is, what the hell were they making? Yes, that is the question. Lieutenant takes a step back, steepling his hands. Like he's ready to lay out a fine theory crafted together like a puzzle box. It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers. Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment. How are they planning to do that? Through call-in stations, he nods at the fireplace. None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the Game Master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts. Coordinating so many games would take a whole switchboard of people, possibly divided into sub-frequencies. Has anyone ever done this before? Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Grad, Messina, Königstein, places with industry. Not in Revachol, west among the ruins. But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an interstellary game. Not quite sure you said that. Before. We just don't have the technology. And it was a role-playing game. Indeed, those Welkins are a dead giveaway. He points to the chalkboard. Role-playing people love that stuff. The war looks like a modified version of the We're All board game, with heat death thrown in. Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately. This game is too good to be left unfinished. What do you think happened to the company? No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard. Wow. Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but Lieutenant tilts his head, thinking. I mean, I think they were insane if they thought they could do this. Yes, especially in here. Kim looks around in the derelict room. The pipes howl and a rat crosses the floor in front of your feet. Okay, he concludes. Let's keep moving. Interesting. So, what's in here? There's the memory. Steel rotor blades bearing a Slipstream logo. Skis with Slipstream printed on the laminated top layer. Looks like someone tried to reconceptualize their business here. I don't get it. Look, the skis and rotor blades both bear the same Slipstream logo. It seems likely they started out making one, failed to turn a profit, and then pivoted to producing the other. But the question is, which do they start with and which do they pivot to? That's a good question. What a strange leap of imagination, and yet they still failed. How sad. Reality is ruthless. I wonder if I could have done more with that thought if I'd had more conceptualization. So now I should be able to put that thing I just grabbed into the computer here. Or whatever they called it. Insert the production schedule. Press play again. A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Have you stirred the ghost of the doomed commercial area from its rest? Could this be its dismembered heart beginning to flutter? The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air. Good morning, Fortress Accident on Rue de Saint Ghislaine. This is East Insulating Repeater Station 1. This is a human interface. A retired person sitting behind a switchboard somewhere. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule? Why did you call me Fortress Accident? Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you're currently using has been registered to. Do you have any other information about this company? One moment. You hear her flip through a catalog before she reads out with studious care. Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says. That's not bad. Wow, so conceptual. She hums. And what's that? This interactive call-in radio play? The static drowns her response. Any other questions? You hear ask when the connection finally improves. What's the production schedule? The filament you have inserted into the reader. Ah, right. Thanks for the explanation. That was a question. Have you inserted it into the core? Yes. Good. Please repeat the password. Password. Of course it would have a password. That's why there's a human administrator involved. A password? I'm really bad at passwords. Can you give me a hint? No. A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations. This is the police. Please open this thing. The voice recites, I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder Fortress Accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament. I'm afraid we're not doing that, unless we want to wait for a month. Now, can you please repeat the password? The voice of the machine asks again. She sounds cold in the damp air. I don't know the password. Received. I will register this login attempt. Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later. That's all for now. Press off silent. Thank you and goodbye. Eulides' voice disappears with the static. Press print. Nothing happens. Okay. I'm going to leave it in there for now. Let's see what's through this door. All right. All right. More money and morale. What else going on in here? We've got a bear with a door in it. You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost and the bear's eyes are glowing red. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy? What is this thing? It looks like a gigantic ice bear. Lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp slice of light shines out from its mysterious belly door. Crack open the door. It's gotta be a fridge. A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator. Lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun. Relax, Kim, it's a fridge. Of course, it's a giant ice bear-shaped fridge. He relaxes his hand, his face bathed in the harsh light of the open fridge door. Let's take a look inside. The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge. Take the note from a door. You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door. Examine one of the ice cream wrappers. A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. Looks nothing like the fridge. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate. I saw a rat go running by. What is a giant bear-shaped fridge doing in an abandoned cellar in the first place? Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge. Lieutenant reaches for one of the wrappers. He studies it in the light. So he tried to sell ice cream from this hyper-carnivore. I know, says the lieutenant. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, this bear is still costing them money to this day. Lieutenant points at the red snaky cable running from the fridge. The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic. So we close the door. All right, what else we got? Let's check out these little dots for an ice cream maker, defrosted and unplugged. This flashlight casts a strange shadow. There's a hidden doorway here. Well, we will go back to the hidden doorway later. So maybe that was what I got for having high perception. The wall collapsed. It's inaccessible now. A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. Looks like the furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony. Look inside the furnace. It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear a chatter. It's coming from above. A voice, or several voices, talking to each other near the smoke chamber upstairs. The echo is so prominent, it's impossible to discern what the voices are saying, or what's producing them. What are you doing? Lieutenant asks. We see you climb halfway inside the furnace. I'm not sure, Kim, but I think I can hear someone talking upstairs. Wait, really? He looks up the ceiling. We should investigate, see if someone's upstairs. These voices I heard. Maybe it's the malignant entity? Playson said it lives in a chimney. You're right. The rooms do look like they're connected. But malignant entities don't exist. At least not the supernatural kind. Always has to be a skeptic, this man. All right, I'm going to come back to this later. Maybe I'll call up. I just don't know. It might be like, maybe it's a bad idea. Maybe if I call up, it'll scare people off. I don't want to scare off or something, you know? So let's look in here. 2 rusty rifles are hidden above the piping. They look inoperable. Interesting. Someone has stuck some busted guns beneath the ceiling. A hole in the wall. A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in. Where are we? Seems like an old bunker from the Revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. He points up at the rifles under the ceiling. Must be an old weapons cache. Look, there's a hole in the wall. Light into the compartment. There is, yes. And there's also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look? Okay, I do. Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs, rummaging around. You find rusty rifles hidden away. Inspect the rifles. Most of them are rusty and inoperable like the rest, but one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock in better cosmetic order than the others. This old Bell Margrave looks okay. Take it. Lieutenant whistles as he admires the rifle. His eyes are gleaming. That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way. It's not the same gun that fired the fatal bullet. It's the same type of weapon, yes, a breech loader, but it's not the same gun. This one's been out of order for years. I'm afraid our search for the real murder weapon must continue. So what does it mean, a rifle here? It means there are firearms, breech loaders, still lying around Martinez. This would have been good in our case against Ruby Fertitus. Too late for that now, but still, might be useful down the road. He likes this find. I do too. All right. We got, is that an open safe? I'm gonna open something over there. A frozen ice cream maker that's still running. A shelf with shelfy stuff on it. 70 cents and some Noza Fed. Over here, 2 cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby. unplug I unplug them both, and they both, it says, electric sizzle, the room is slightly quieter now. When something close to you dies, the soft electric purr. Why did you do that? It's black, it's not like the red one. I don't know why I unplugged it. I do things without any reason. Lieutenant raises his brow but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board now has one cable missing. It feels like it's some sort of puzzle, but I don't know what it would be. Insane mesh tank top. A little more drama. Intercom wires running into the breaker box. And then we can go upstairs. Okay. I think it'll be upstairs tomorrow because that is all for me today. Thank you so much for watching. We will come back soon and explore the rest of this building. I'll see you then.